Agitated with life? Ooh, watch this. So a top load agitator, this is from consumerreports.org. Washers cost less than other washing types, and they don't clean as well as other washing types. They still outsell front loaders and high efficiency top loaders, the kind without an agitator. So Emilio said that they remain popular because they have shorter cycle times than other types of washers. Maytag.com says agitators use a central post that twists back and forth, rubbing against clothes to help break apart stains. What is an agitator? One who stirs up public feeling, a device or an apparatus. What is agitated? The troubled in the mind, disturbed, and upset. See, the agitator was put in the washer to break up the stain. But what if God used agitators that come in our life to show us where the stain was at? See, sometimes in life when we have a shirt on, we might get a stain and we might not know it. And then somebody says, hey, you have a stain right there. And you be like, oh, thank you. So you go home and you wash it or whatever. You try to clean it. Sometimes you could take it in the bathroom and put some cold water on it. But what if God used the agitators in our life? Ooh, who can be an agitator? Spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, your children, people you work with, family, co-workers, manager, your professor. We can keep on going. Fake friends. Ooh, you know what? But let's get to the word. 2 Timothy 1:6. Therefore, I remind you to stir up the gift of God which is in you through the laying of hands. Verse 7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. It says stir up the gift. See, watch this. If I don't agitate this drink, it won't taste well. So remember, we talked about, the Bible talks about, you will know them by the fruit. So watch this. God is trying to produce patience inside of us. Watch this. If we need patience, God is going to give us opportunities to gain patience. James 1:3, knowing this, that the trying of your faith works patience or produces endurance. Verse 4, but let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire or whole, wanting nothing. Verse 5, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask God. So if you ask God, God will teach you how to do that. Because see, it's time to level up. See, I remember I used to play Uno, and sometimes I would see my opponent's hand. And so once I saw their hand, I adjusted, because I knew what they had. If you had to draw 4, you would make sure you wouldn't call that color. But watch this. Once we know how people are in life or how they're going to be, it's time for you to adjust, because they still going to be the same. So think about it. Once you know that their hand that they're playing, once they show that their hand, it's time for you to adjust. So now it's time for us to adjust in life, because these agitators and things like that. I mean, think about it. God allows them to show us where the stains at, where we need to work on. That way we can go to the high efficiency washer and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that we can be better, So think about it. And you say, you know what? Maybe about a couple years ago, I probably would have cussed you out. I probably would have said something. But this time, I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to let it ride. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. I'm going to let God deal with it. Because think about it. God can do worse than what you can do. Yeah, the world calls it karma. But God says you reap what you sow. It says if you sow evil, that shall you reap. See, we got to let God take care of that. See, sometimes we want to get ahead of God and say, okay, God, I'm going to take care of it. And God, like, listen, I'm trying to let you show something, because those agitators, you know what I'm saying, that come in our life, and we can say, you know what? I remember I used to get agitated, but now I'm cool, because it's time for us to adjust. That's why it's time to level up in God, man. See, there's levels, and you can go to a level in peace like no other. Now, don't get me wrong. There may be some things that get to you, but we shouldn't always be agitated by the same thing. And even our pet peeves are a great example of how we can gain the most patience. Because if you can get that through that, I'm telling you. But again, the only way to get the best results, even just like that drink, it says shake well before drinking, is if it's agitated. So that's why God allows agitation in our life, because he's trying to produce in us that perseverance. And that's what it is. So if you've been agitated, if you got to watch this again, go ahead. Listen, this is just stuff that God has taught me. So I'm just re-giving it back to you and things like that. And I give it to you when God tells me. I remember asking God a long time ago. I said, God, show me how to have your perfect peace, the peace that passes all understanding. And God gave me many opportunities. So watch this. If you ask God for more patience, He's going to give you more opportunities to gain patience. Be ready. Love y'all.